YouTube sharing words of inspiration and from the Lord. And so we're just so proud of this brother. He's a family man. He and his lovely wife, Dr. Avery, have a beautiful family, wonderful children. Daughter is a graduated senior. Amazing how time flies. But with that, I pass the mic to our brother, the spotlight of the month, my brother Quentin Avery.
Thank you, Lamar. That was a great opening. I really appreciate that. Like Lamar said, we go way back from our freshman year at Mays Hall. And I remember Anthony walking along the campus as well. Both Anthony and Lamar helped me out tremendously in what they call the how do you say it? Matriculation. As you matriculated through through the campus. Were we able to get that slide going?
I think
what's up, Joe? All right, thank you, Lamar. Thank you, Anthony. As you see in this picture right here, as a young adult or as a high school student, I always wanted to attend Morehouse College. After watching shows like The Cosby Show, A Different World, the college campus became the goal for me. So I would purchase Morehouse apparel. That's a picture of me when I was maybe in the 10th grade, 9th grade. And I would psych myself out to believe that one day I could attend Morehouse College. And one day, my grandmother, she played this VHS tape for me. And it was her favorite comedian by the name of Sinbad. And Sinbad was performing live from Morehouse campus. And the Omegas were barking loud, and the energy and the crowd was just so live. And I knew that it was an experience that I wanted to participate in one day. So I knew I wanted to attend Morehouse one day, but I just never really knew how I would achieve that goal. I never knew how I would get there, but I knew I wanted to go there. So if you go to slide 2. Now in slide 2, after high school, as you see on the left, I'm still rocking the Morehouse apparel. So I still want to be a part of the house, but after high school, I had to attend 1 year of junior college to boost my GPA up just so I can get accepted into Morehouse. So after I was able to transfer in after 1 year junior college, I was able to transfer in as an incoming freshman. And after my first year at Morehouse in the dormitories, I had a conversation with Lamar Slater. And I felt like I didn't belong at Morehouse, because my grades were bad and I was falling behind, and I just really didn't feel as smart as the other guys, or I just wasn't keeping up. And Lamar, he helped me a great deal. He said, "Hey man, if you're here, you belong here." And that was all I needed to hear. And when he told me that, I went to go see some of the counselors, some of the professors, and they mentored me, and they gave me some study guides and some study techniques, and they showed me how to keep up with my classes and how to schedule classes properly so I wouldn't have like so many hard classes in a semester. And they pretty much helped me structure my schedules a little bit better so that I could keep up and I wouldn't fall so far behind. But I wanted to drop out after that first year, man. I didn't really feel like I was Morehouse material. But Lamar gave me some inspirational words, man, that kept me in the game. So after being counseled on how to study and keep up with my classes, I began to perform better. But of course, I still had some financial issues, right? Like most students have. And I had a math professor by the name of Dr. Walton. And
I remember Dr. Walton. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a math teacher by the name of Dr. Walton. And she saw my struggles, but she also saw my commitment and my determination as well. And she recommended me to a gentleman by the name of Henry Goodgame. And in the offices of Henry Goodgame, this is where I met people like Don Long. So Henry Goodgame would pull some strings in the financial aid department, as well as mentor me for the next 3 years, giving me an on-campus job and making sure that dropping out of school was far from my mind and just staying focused on each semester. And his mentoring, along with the words of Lamar, was some of the reasons why the picture on the right is what you see, because those brothers were able to push me to get there. I didn't get there with straight A's, but I made it. So the picture on the right is I was able to graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Can go to slide 3, please. Now, after graduating from Morehouse, I was a #1 draft pick to the United States Navy. Now, when I was in the Navy, I was able to travel the world to see places of the world that I would have never seen if I had not joined the Navy. I was able to meet some great people in the Navy, have some great experiences, and after serving as a enlisted serviceman for 4 years, I was able to build a following and transition as a businessman into the field of barbering, into the barber industry. One of the most important tools that I learned in Morehouse was called networking. They would always teach us to get a card of everybody that you meet, because you'll never know who you will need in the future. So the networking skills that I learned at Morehouse ended up being the name of the business that I started, the barbershop called The Network. Slide 4, please. Now, this barbershop is called The Network, and I got the name from participating at Morehouse College, just being able to network. And at the barbershop, we encourage people to network, as far as if you need a real estate agent, if you need a plumber or an electrician or things like that. The people that are in the barbershop shouldn't be far away from you. I had a barber that bought a house from a client who was selling the house. They didn't even have to go through real estate agents. He just said, hey, I'm not even going to put it on the market. I'm going to sell it to you. I'm going to have my real estate agent call your real estate agent, and I'm just going to sell it directly to you. And I told myself, I said, man, usually people can find cars, they can sell dogs. You bought a house in my barbershop. So that was unreal. But as a barber, I'm able to use the field of psychology to its full potential. As a barber and a counselor, I'm able to mentor the youth. I'm able to counsel young adults as well as older adults. And from behind the barber chair, I can read the mood of each client and have a tailored conversation to meet their individual needs by observing my clients' behaviors that allows them to open up and talk to me about things that they would only discuss with someone in confidentiality. So that's how I use my psychology in the field of barbering. Slide number 5, please. This is a picture of my beautiful wedding, my beautiful wife, and my marriage was one of the greatest moments of my life. Our marriage provided me with stability, maturity, and the ability to progress in life. 2 is better than 1. 2 incomes is better than 1, and my better half has helped me to grow and develop and become a better person. Slide 6, please. Now in slide 6, you're going to see me purchasing, or you're going to see me and my wife and I purchasing our new home. Now, it was one of our greatest achievements and accomplishments for both of us. Once you become a homeowner, you begin to obtain knowledge and information on things such as the HELOC, which is the home equity line of credit. So once you become a homeowner, you get all this extra information and knowledge and strategies on how to pay your home off faster. So my wife and I, we refinanced from a 30-year mortgage to a 15-year mortgage, and we currently have 12 years left. And our goal is to be mortgage free by retirement. So one of the things about purchasing a home is that now all of a sudden you need to learn all of the ins and outs that come with owning a home. So the knowledge is going to constantly increase. Slide 7, please. Now on slide 7, that's a picture of me winning a championship belt. My wife and I were heavily into health and fitness, and the time and dedication and commitment, as well as the meal prepping that we perform each week, is a part of our daily life. So we enjoy entering fitness contests like boxing, and my wife does the muscle fitness contests, and the weeks of preparation that lead to the event is something that we have come to enjoy. And my last event, as you can see, I recently became an amateur master boxing champion. Last slide, please. Now, on the last slide, you'll see life coaching. Now, what Lamar was saying, I have a YouTube channel called The Ministry of Reconciliation by Quentin Avery. That's how you can look it up. Now, I teach biblical studies, the Holy Scriptures, and I'm very proud of myself in this particular subject because my knowledge in the Bible has grown tremendously. Now, I remember the study groups at Morehouse, and I used to come to like Gloucester Hall to study with like a group of 5 guys, and they would ask me to stand up and teach the subject, and I would tell these guys, I don't know the subject, I'm here to learn from you. But they would say, hey, if you stand up and teach it, then you know it. And so we would stand up and teach what we knew, and then the other brothers would fill in what we didn't know. And so we were learning from each other. And so that study group mentality or how we conducted the study group at Morehouse was how we were able to learn from each other by each person standing up and teaching what they knew. So I took that same application from Morehouse and I began to teach biblical studies. And as I taught it, I just began to learn more and more. And as I got into other groups of biblical study, I began to learn what they learned, and they learned from me, and I learned from them, and our knowledge has grown tremendously. But in life coaching, it's all about being successful and being able to teach people how to be successful. Being a successful businessman, as far as the barbershop, it's about teaching other people how to go down to the recorder's office and get a fictitious name, and how to look for places that are available for leasing, and how to create that business plan, and not, hiding that information. But I tell people all the time when they come to get a barber chair from me, I say, man, you can own your own shop. You don't have to work for me. You can own your own shop, and I can show you how to do it. And that's what life coaching is. It's health and fitness. When people come to me and they ask me, what should they be eating, or counting calories, or workout regimens, or how many times I work out, I'm not a personal trainer, but life coaching, because I'm successful at the health and fitness, and I'm successful at the business ownership level, and I'm successful at the home ownership level, then I'm qualified to teach in those subjects. And so this is why I became a life coach, because when it comes to marriage, I can encourage some of the young men how important family is, and how important marriage is, or how important home ownership is. I give people an opportunity to push them to take that next step. And I show them how important their credit is and how important reducing their debt is. And these are some of the things that I'm teaching constantly from behind the barber chair. And that's pretty much what life coaching is all about. So I decided to take the position of a life coach. A lot of times you have high school football coaches and basketball football coaches that have to be a life coach because a lot of people have absent fathers. And so a life coach is also, anybody can be a life coach, you know. So I decided to be a life coach because there were so many people that come in and out of the barbershop that need pretty much every little bit of advice that I can give them. And so all of that pretty much started right here from this group, or not from this group, but from the dormitory in Mays Hall. And the success has just continued to grow. And so I'm always thankful to Morehouse, dear old Morehouse, and always thankful to the group for their support. And we look forward to the continued support as people like Amir. Amir was getting his haircut in the network barbershop, and we were right there referring him to Morehouse, and now he's graduated. That's what it's all about, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'll end with that. Thank you, Anthony, for sharing the slides for me.
You're very welcome. Let me see if I can come up with a hard question for you.
By all
I
means,
got a question. I have a question.
Mr. Norris Charles.
Yeah, Ariel. So what are your goals for the future now?
The goals for the future is to continue. I don't have any I don't have any goals to start a church or anything like that. The goals is just to continue to be open to learn, to continue to man, I pray not to get any sicknesses or diseases, man. I'm eating, I try to eat right and work out. And so that's the goal, is just to continue and to continue learning.
That's good. And that's a very good presentation too.
Thank you. Come on, give me some questions.
I don't have a question, brother. Actually, one question. Where are you from? You know, big fan. Said I totally forgot.
Where am I from?
where are you from?
Originally, I'm from the Bay Area, East Palo Alto, California. We moved to Sacramento, California.
Okay. And I'm so sorry I'm at another event, but I wanted to just tell you that I appreciate what you do for me when I come to the barbershop. Mentor, counseling, or whatever it is. And now that you speak on it, I've noticed that you actually were helping me, because I take away things that you say to me, and I try to, add that to my life. So I appreciate you, brother, and thank you, and continue to do that. Even unknowingly to me, you know what I mean? Subliminally, if you will. But I appreciate that, and keep doing what you do for the community.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well said. I wanted to point out that, you talk about health and boxing. Archie Moore was known as Ageless Archie because he fought for many years past his prime. In the new movie about George Foreman, it talks about him coming to Archie Moore and getting help to be able to come back and win the title fight at 40.
Oh, okay.
So as you keep going in your sport, the sky's the limit, and there's definitely a lot of truth to the amount of fitness that it requires to compete at your guys' level. It is something that's going to play into your longevity for years to come. And I think Joe might be happy to hear one of the guys that won yesterday also shares your same fraternity letters, and he's from a gym up in Miramar, not too far from your house, called Maxwell's Gym. I didn't get his name, but I'll find out from the records.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, congratulations again, brother Avery. I think it's definitely been a long time coming as far as recognizing you and the work that you do in our city and for our chapter. It means the world to us. So we appreciate you keeping the light of Morehouse held high.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I'm gonna keep it lit. I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
gonna let the fire die.
Don't do it. Please don't. Please don't. Any other questions for Brother Avery?
Brother Norris Charles,
Yes.
what do you think my goal should be, or is that okay?
I was just thinking about that. I was reflecting on the progress that you've made since I first met you, which is outstanding.
Thank you.
And I just want to say that you're not limited at this point. Your potential or what's to come or what you foresee in the future that you want, is something that you still should apply yourself to trying to achieve something greater. I think you can do that. You've shown me a pattern in your upbringing that you could achieve tremendous things. I remember when you had the first barbershop,
Uh-huh.
and I was a little hesitant, about whether you were going to make it or not. And so I'm real proud of you. But don't be limited at this point. Not only you, but most of you guys that's listening to this Zoom are younger than Don Long and myself. So
That's true.
So y'all still have potential to do unlimited things, So just open your mind, start thinking outside of the box, and start moving forward. Whether it's in politics, whether it's in building wealth, or having a happy family, try to take it to the max. Try to utilize all your potentials to take whatever you desire to the max to try to get to where you want to be. And if you don't get there, that's okay. That's okay too. And the main thing to me is, like, I pray every night, and the last thing I say is that thank you, Lord, for happiness and good health. Okay, those are the main things. But there are other goals that you guys can achieve. All you got to do is just don't be afraid to take risks. That's one thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But also know when to hold and know when to fold. Also, which means you got to be able to cover. You got to be able to cover. In other words, you can't let nothing defeat you. Nothing. Whether it's money, whether it's marriage, or whether it's friendship, or whatever. You got to experience that to the fullest. You have to experience it to the fullest. So all I'm saying is just keep going forward. You're doing a great job, Avery. And there are opportunities out there, I think, that you could take advantage of. So just keep moving in a positive direction, like you've always been doing.
Thank you. Now, let me say this real quick. Thank you. I'm going to continue to move forward in a positive direction. But the last time I was at your house, we had a meeting at your house, and you had a magazine, and it was talking about the wealth gap between blacks and whites, and you mentioned to the group that we haven't made any advances in increasing the wealth gap. And I still remember that day when you said that. And so, you know, like I'm saying in the barbershop, I try to, from my position, I'm telling the guys, hey, it's important, you know, to have a good credit score. It's important to lower your debt. It's important to be homeowners. It's, you know, so, you know, just from those conversations that we're having, I'm trying, you know, from my position to empower the people around me, you know, so, and the only way you're going to do anything about that wealth gap is to purchase. The people need to be homeowners. We know that they need to be homeowners.
Hats off to you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm listening to you guys, and I'm gonna continue to move forward. We will. Lamar, ain't that right?
That's it. You got that right, brother.
All right.
Let me just say one thing here. You know, as I look at the people that are here, I am intensely proud of all of you. And I see Anthony. I remember when he first came to San Diego, recruited one of my good friends, and I called Three Musketeers, Norris, myself, and Marion. Came here, he has done well in what he has done, and with other people that have gone to work for that agency. I see Joe Cummings, who is one of the products of the Naval ROTC program, and both Norris and I had a hand or a neck recommendation on something about Morehouse. He was starting a program. Then I look at Amira and Kynan, and I remember when they were first starting, getting ready to go to Morehouse. And the legacy is there. And I want to tell you how much intensely I'm proud of just what you guys are doing and will continue to do. It just does my heart good just to see you here as Morehouse graduates and doing well. And Lamar Slade, I remember when he first went to Morehouse, he, Dr. Carey, and I helped him get there. And they have 3 Morehouse graduates, he, his sister, and his brother. And the list goes on. And I want to say, when you look back, when you think about what you've done in your life, that's what makes it forward. And I want to thank you guys for what I call paying forward. And I encourage you to do all you can to continue to represent Morehouse and do what you do and do it well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well said. Much appreciated. We're doing our part to try to continue that legacy, without a doubt. Let's see here. Well, this has been such a wonderful meeting. Let's see what we have left on the agenda. Again, special shout out to our brother Avery. Just an inspiration to us all.